Making fishing videos can be a really fun way of sharing your experiences with others, but if you're not much of a techie, it can be kind of intimidating to start. Today we're going to talk about that.
Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Fish Talk.
Today's going to be a good day. Why? Because I've got coffee here and I've got 5 minutes here, and you know what that means. Boop! It's time to get real. Today we're talking about making fishing videos. We're making a video about making videos. That's always fun. First and foremost, I'd like to shout out Gary Rothweiler, as well as anybody else that may have suggested this topic. I know a few of you have. Thank you very much, Gary, you the man. Yeah, making fishing videos, it can be a great way of having a lot of fun on the water if you like this sort of thing, but can also be a great way of sharing your experiences with others. So like, let's say you have a grandkid or a daughter or whatever 10 hours away and you want to share your fishing excursion with them, you can do that with the internet, and you can share a video with them. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So I think that a lot of you might actually want to start making your own videos from time to time, and hopefully I have a few tips that can help you. Obviously, I am not an expert because I'm just kind of a goof that happens to have a couple cameras. I'm not exactly good at some of the technical stuff, but I think over time I'm learning them and hopefully getting a little bit better. Regardless, I've got a couple tips with regards to software, with regards to hardware, and then just other basic tips just to help you get started and not be so intimidated, because I know it can be a very intimidating process. You know, this tech stuff, I'm not really good at it, you know? It's like I've got a lot to learn, and I know that some of you are probably the same way. So, couple tips. First and foremost, let's talk about hardware. Okay, so everybody has a camera in their pocket, right? A cell phone is a camera, and they're getting better and better. So 5 years from now, I might not even use anything but this. You never know. So everybody has access. But if you don't want to use your cell phone, which is understandable, you might want to use something like a GoPro or other action type camera, which always works, and a lot of people tend to use those. I use those for 90% of my footage. But a big camera like a DSLR or anything else, it all works. It doesn't necessarily matter. Find something that you like and you prefer and use that. You don't have to invest a ton of money though. As far as like basic filming tips with the hardware, to me it's like I don't necessarily have something. I keep the camera rolling pretty much the entire time I fish. It makes it a lot harder to edit, but it also, you're gonna miss something if you don't have them rolling. I don't necessarily think you have to do that to start, because I used to kind of turn them on and off as I felt necessary, and that worked for me, but now I'm to the point where I just leave the things rolling. Some of my tips though would be leave yourself notes. Like, you can literally talk to the camera, and it sounds a little crazy, but it's like, hey, make sure to edit this way, or hey, make sure to include that sound bit, or whatever. That kind of stuff can actually help if you just kind of give yourself mental notes later on when you're editing. The other things is the basic stuff that people always tell you is turn off the camera after every single fish, and that way at the end of the clip you know there's a fish catch there. That can help as well.
GoPro, stop recording.
I keep mine very short. I normally turn off my camera and turn it back on every couple minutes, because I don't like having 10-minute or 12-minute long clips. It's just kind of, I know it's all the same at the end, but it's just a lot to go through and it's hard to find a specific thing. So those are some of my basic tips. Honestly, you just have to go out there and kind of learn it for yourself. That's what I've done, and that's why I'm maybe not the best teacher in the world for this kind of stuff, is because I'm just learning every single time I'm out there on the water. Regardless, software. Let's talk about software. When I first started making fishing videos back in high school, so like, I don't even want to say how long ago, I was using Windows Live Movie Maker, which was like really just the most basic video editor, but it worked. And what I'm saying is there's plenty of free or very inexpensive editing softwares out there that will work for you. So don't feel like you have to go out there and get Adobe, which is what I happen to have, which is a little bit of an investment, but it's probably the best platform. But you can start with something really basic, iMovie or whatever, and then transition into something nicer over time if you feel that you really like making fishing videos. But again, get by with something that you are comfortable with, and that way you can kind of learn basic editing, style stuff. The other thing is, from an editing perspective, I think one of my biggest tips would actually be to start small. So what I mean by that is, focus on just putting together a video that's 15 to 45 seconds that you enjoy and you feel good about, and then over time you can make that content longer. I'm not necessarily saying that you can't start with a 10-minute video. I'm just saying that if you want to, it's going to be kind of intimidating, right? If you're very new to it, a 10-minute video, it's really hard to make something fun to watch for 10 minutes if you don't know much about editing. If you do something 15 to 30 seconds at a time, and then all of a sudden kind of slowly make those longer if you choose to do that, that might be the best way to do it. For me, I think small and short videos are like the easiest ones to edit, and they're the easiest ones to get a point across without putting a bunch of hoopla in there. So that might be a good way of doing it. Now all of a sudden I got like 15-minute videos and I'm like, what the heck, since when do I make these? And I mean, I don't know, it's kind of fun though. I like making ones. Anyways, the last tip that I have, and I shared this in the last episode that I talked about this as well, is this is the most important thing, right? Just be yourself. I know that talking to a camera feels very unnatural, but just be you. You know, I feel so happy. I don't like it when timers go off, but I feel so happy every time I film because I feel 100% able to be myself. And that's what I would like for each and every one of you to be like on camera. The other thing is don't feel like you need to replicate other people's styles. You might take little bits and pieces from different people you watch and apply those to your own channel or your own videos, but you don't necessarily need to copy. Just do something that you like, that you think looks visually appealing, and then things will work out. So anyways, those are my tips. Honestly, if you have any specific questions for me, again, I'm not a video expert, but hopefully some of these tips help you. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments below, or you can always reach out to me on any form of social media, and I will try to help you to the best of my ability. But you know what I'm going to say next, right? Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you next time.